Hey guys, DesolatorMagic here, and at the request of one of my patrons and like 1,000 other people in my comments section and my YouTube messages and Twitter and my DMs and honestly probably via email, it seems that everybody wanted me to make another LGS from Hell video. And I said in the last one, I've pretty much covered everything I could possibly remember that possibly happened at my old local gaming store. I'm sure there's things I'm forgetting, but for this video, I thought I'd take a slightly different look at things from a different angle, I guess you could say. This is my LGS from Hell, the aftermath. But wait, first I've got to cover my LGS from Hell, the prequel, episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So I was at my old local gaming store, the one that got shut down for violations of the WPN program. Real winner there. Oh, and at that one, it was allowed to threaten to kill your opponent. It was more like a pirate hangout than an actual LGS. I'm convinced some of those people were legitimate criminals. I think a couple of them had ankle bracelets. Still, not as bad as my former LGS. Anyway, we were there, and every single person there that I talked to about, Magic and, when they used to play, how they used to play, and how long they've been playing, just, random blah, filler, small talk, whatever. They always said, yeah, I live way the hell out there, but I drive way the hell out here because I don't want to go to, and then, the name of my LGS from Hell. Every single person there that talked about the other place was like, yeah, I either have been there and it's awful, so now I come here even though it's way inconvenient and out of my way, or they say that their friends who got them into Magic told them not to go there, just to not even bother because it's a bunch of tryhards, net deckers, and cheaters. Oh, and also it is notorious for having just dickish, unbelievable staff, like people that would get fired in 5 seconds at any other job. Like seriously, you ask them for anything, they're like, what? Oh my gosh, okay, I guess. That is not remotely an exaggeration. So when we heard that the other one was shutting down, or actually, boy, I don't even remember. I think we just got pissed and stopped showing up to that one because they kicked out our D&D group without warning on a Saturday. Like, they started just not being open on Saturdays, and they didn't tell us. So we showed up, and they're like, oh, you can't play here. We're like, where the hell are we supposed to go? So he let us play just for that day, but kept, rushing us. It was so freaking annoying. And so I think we were just like, we're just not going back because, screw that guy. The owner's a complete dick. Plus, anyway, on that side of town, in that town, it was actually a completely different city. It really was a bit far away. But anyway, in all sides of that town, in my opinion, it's kind of the bad side of town. So, the people stepping out to take a smoke break between rounds might legitimately, get shot at. Okay, it's not that bad, but, if somebody did get shot, down the street, we'd be like, yep. So between those two and the fact that it was really far away, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I think I just stopped playing for a while. And then I remembered, oh, there is that other one. I'm sure it's not as bad as they said. I was correct. It wasn't as bad as they said. It was worse. Hey, watch the other videos in this series if you want to hear about specifics. So that was the prequel, A Phantom Menace. I was trying to think of another crap prequel that was made. I can't think of any. I'm sure a Harry Potter one will come out at some point, though. So anyway, fast forward to Sunday. I was at my local gaming store, and one of the staff members who was working there, actually, I think they were just there. They weren't working there. They were off shift or whatever. But they were there, and they were like, oh, yeah, you're that one dude. I have to ask you one question. And she asks, you know that LGS from Hell you're always talking about on your channel? Is it? And then she says a name, and I'm like, oh, no, actually, it's that one. And she's like, oh, no, that's the nickname we gave the other one. And I'm like, oh, crap. Because, honestly, hers wasn't real polite either. It was kind of just almost like a purposely, disrespectful shortening of their name. I don't know. That's the way I took it. It kind of sounded that way. It didn't sound like she was paying them any kind of respect. So then I'm like, oh, my God, yes, it is them. It is them. And she's like, I knew it. I knew it was them. It had to be them. Who the hell else on planet Earth could it be other than them? And I'm like, I know, right? That place is literally hell. I would rather get all my teeth pulled out one at a time by terrorist kidnappers than go back and play Magic there. She's like, I know, right? I've heard that from everybody. And I was like, oh my God, we should go get Chinese food and talk more about how much we hate this crap hole. So yeah, it was a great experience, great conversation. But I just find that hilarious that somebody just kind of like heard that one of the local players at a YouTube channel, watched some of the videos, and then was like, that has to be them. And let's talk a little bit more about their reputation. So we had a brand new player at F&M just last week. And, new person, I'm like, woo, new person. And of course, I got to walk up and be like, hi, have free stuff, have a deck, have some sleeves here, keep playing, I love you. I get a little aggro with the welcoming committee. But hey, I'm talking about how we're all supposed to be nice and welcoming and ambassadors for the game and all that crap. So, I might as well do the same. So yeah, when a new person walks in, like every single head turns and they're like whispering to other new person. And then finally somebody gets up and like points at them like that one lawyer from that one game and goes, new person. And then they're like, what the hell? And they usually walk out the door. But then we usually like barricade the door, maybe wrap a chain around it. We're like, no, you're here now. You're playing Magic. Mm-mm. And then I'm like, hi, here, have 10,000 pounds of cards. I got some bulk, have a 5,000 box of, commons, and I have a 5,000 box of tokens too. Here's some dice that were actually carved by a caveman out of dinosaur teeth. Yes, I'm aware that's an anachronism. And then I'm like, here, sit with me. Want to trade cards? Can I smell you? Yeah, we're super not weird at all. But anyway, this person survived all that, and we were talking. I was like, hey, yeah, what's up? You been playing before? Or is it your first week? Whatever. Hey, cool. And he's like, yeah, I was going to go to name of the other place. And he's like, yeah, but all my friends, not just some of my friends, not just one person, all of my friends told me not to go there. It's awful. So I told him, oh, did you hear about all the cheaters and the awful staff and the awful prices and the awful trade-in policy and the awful freaking everything? He's like, yeah, pretty much. And then it turns out I missed some things. He's like, and this, and this. Is that true too? And I'm like, yes, abso-freaking-lutely it is. And then he says what everybody always says, how do they stay in business? And I try not to start laughing because I've asked myself that on many occasions, but the correct answer is awful staff, awful place, awful rules enforcement attracts awful people. So they all play there because that's the only people who will put up with their crap, basically. I mean, that's basically it. If you know everybody's cheating and you can cheat on the new people and the staff won't say anything and you can trade shark people and nobody will say anything and the judges are crooked as hell and lie about the rules and don't know what they're talking about and nobody will say anything, and people are caught red-handed with 8 cards in their hand and the staff won't do anything about it, then guess what? If you're that kind of person, you're that kind of player, and you have to win to the point where you're going to cheat every week, that's where you're going to go. So they're actually quite popular and get a pretty good attendance. They get 0 new people sticking around, and the entire time I was there, I don't think one single new person stuck around for more than a month. I think they heard about the other LGSs in the area and were like, bye-bye. So, I mean, I was like, kick me in the nuts and call me gender fluid. That is freaking hilarious that you're like the 5th person to tell me that. So I go to like not the most common, well-known LGS. We get really low attendance, usually like 10 to 18 people at F&M tops. Once in a while, it's 6 to 8 even. But if people hear about it, they usually show up if they're new because this is like the more friendly new person LGS. But usually it's just the freaking reputation of the other one. It gets around. Everybody has heard about it. It is just so damn funny. So like I said, this has got to be, as far as I can remember, the 3rd or 4th person that showed up to my current LGS specifically as they stated because they heard bad things about the other one. And almost every single person was like, yeah, I actually live closer to the other one. I think one person said they live like 500 feet down the street, but they actually went there once, hated it, and then came to this one instead. That is some funny crap. I am just tickled every time I hear that. Oh, and little follow-up here. I asked somebody who mostly attends my old local gaming store, and I was friends with them at the time that I was going there, and they stopped either by another LGS or the LGS that I currently go to, because there's quite a few in my area, actually. It was one of the two, and we were talking, and I said, they said, oh, are you going to go to that thing for their special event they're doing this weekend or whatever? I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, God, I don't play there anymore. And he said, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, why? Let me guess. A couple of them found my YouTube channel and heard the lovely things I had to say about that hellhole. And he's like, yeah, pretty much from what I heard. So, special hello to all my old we'll say friends from from my old local gaming store. Special little surprise treat, little spoiler, little leak for you. If I ever move out of the city, like significantly out of the city that I currently live in, I am going to probably put it on my YouTube and Twitter banner, like a picture of their store, a Google Maps to it, and like maybe even GPS coordinates. Like for now, for privacy reasons, I'm not going to say the name of the store, and also because I'm pretty sure you guys would screw with them. But that's actually kind of the funny part. I'm pretty sure you guys would screw with them. I'm pretty sure they'd have about 100 Yelp reviews saying some pretty silly, nutty, not so nice things. You know, kind of like Amy's Bakery after it was on Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, they got some Yelp reviews the next day. I had heard that their volume of prank calls was kind of high too. Like, disconnect the phone line high, and I would never encourage people to do that because that's illegal. But I'm also kind of not new to the internet, and I know it would just happen no matter what I say. So, yeah. So, here's hoping I don't move, everybody. Okay, and funny little bonus thing. Okay, so far in the comments on my LGS from hell, you guys know it's somewhere in Wisconsin. There have been like 30 different people saying, oh, it must be blah. And it's like some place I've never heard of. Like that must be in some city I've never been to or whatever. So apparently, I mean, I wouldn't say it's just Wisconsin. I think it's just LGSs in general. But there's a lot of really crap LGSs out there. But one person actually did guess it. Obviously, I deleted the comment and muted them. But I thought their comment was pretty hilarious. It was something along the lines of like, it has to be this one. I used to live there. It has to be. Like, you can't mistake this place if you've been there. It's really the flames and the smell of brimstone and devil laughter. I mean, that kind of gives it away. So anyway, enough taking a dump on my old store. Just kidding, never enough. I'm just sick of recording and I hit the 10-minute mark. Thanks, YouTube. But anyway, thanks to one of my patrons on Patreon for recommending this topic, because as much as I, ham it up a little bit, I just think this is hilarious, and I'm just glad I don't go there anymore. So hopefully you guys, for some unknown reason I'm yet to figure out, enjoyed this video. And as always, I will see you guys next video.